everybody. Welcome to day 2 of DEI week. I'm Amy Haverkamp and I'm a practice manager at Eastgate Pediatrics.
My name is Jessica Barrick and I am the manager of clinical education.
Diversity for me would be, I take myself back to when I was 18. I joined the Navy fresh out of high school, and I came from a predominantly Caucasian suburb of Cleveland, Ohio. I never really had been outside of that bubble. I joined the Navy and I went to boot camp in Orlando, where I had 2 bunkmates on each side of me. And looking back, the 3 of us probably would have never come together and shared our differences and our stories. But because we were in that moment of time where we had to collaborate and become a team, they were some of the best friendships that I've ever made. So for me, that was really, it was a good eye-opener as an 18-year-old that there's so many different types of people from different places that just because we're so different, we were really a lot more alike than we thought we were.
There are so many people in this world. There's no 2 of us that are alike. Although we do have a lot of similarities and differences, there's still enough differences to just make everyone special.
This one I really had to think about. Obviously the generic answer is just, being fair and consistent. In my mind, I think of it like a scale, and what I'm putting in needs to be balanced with what is being put out. So input, output, and making sure that there's consistency there. So for me as a leadership with HSO, I have to deal with this on a daily basis of making sure that my team feels supported, that they feel like they're being heard, they're treated with respect, integrity.
Using their uniqueness to reach a common goal and to utilize everyone within that process, since everyone can bring something a little different to the table.
I started leading with a leadership style called reality-based leadership. I started doing this because I was managing practices with a lot of drama, and I needed to find a leadership style that helped me kind of take different pieces out of things and make sure that I was leading appropriately. So a lot of this is basically taking the emotion out of the equation, any biases that I might have, any experiences that I've had in the past, and it really revolves around what are the facts and how can I help. So inclusion for me is based around that process. I'm really big on personality types, and making sure that I understand that the team that I'm leading, I understand those personalities. I feel like that is a huge factor of having a winning team.
No matter how many similarities or differences, that there is always, I'll say, a seat at the table for anyone who wants to come up and participate.
It's super important to be able to look at equity, diversity, inclusion in every decision that we make. And it kind of goes back to that analogy of the scales being balanced and calibrated. When you have an organization that those scales are calibrated and we're not either up or down in one certain aspect of things, again, it could be such a powerful, can make such a powerful impact on our daily decisions and what we come up with for solutions for our practice with patient care, how we lead. Those things are all extremely important. So for me, it's great to have a team that's important to us. It makes us for better leaders, it makes better sound decisions, and it keeps us moving to the next level versus just being stagnant.
It gives me confidence that the organization is in it for the long haul, that they will support me, support our staff, support ideas. I have some crazy ones sometimes.
You and me both, sister.
Yeah. And HealthSource of Ohio has really embraced those ideas, and I see them continue to do that across other departments and in our offices too.
You've really been honing on like who are our feelers, our doers, our seers, all these different personality types. And we have been playing with this whole model of when we make decisions, we do it as a team. And when I started here, it was, we were fairly new, so it was me making these decisions. And as we're growing, I've learned that a lot of my team members have so many amazing experiences that maybe they can bring to the table in different viewpoints. And it's really helped us make some really powerful and impactful decisions with Eastgate Geek.
Listening and learning, the 2 L's. And I did not really think that I would need that whole 50-minute class period in nursing school that taught us how to do that. But it has been a lifesaver between when I'm hiring staff or when I'm going into our centers and I'm helping teach, whether it be, CPR. Everyone has their own thought process of what it's supposed to look like. So just taking a moment to acknowledge whether it be like their fears or like what makes them excited, and taking a moment to learn more about the person, maybe why they're feeling this way. It definitely helps me on my day-to-day, but it also reminds me like, hey, yes, we all work at HealthSource, but this person is still a little bit different than me.
We want to move the needle. Like, we want to get to the next step. We have this amazing healthcare model. We have this amazing mission statement. And with that, we need to be a more open-minded, diverse group of people that can make some really great impacts on a lot of lives in this area.
As we move through our lives, we're going to have a lot of different people come in and out of it, just like at our centers, or even if you're up at Fountain Point, there's a lot of people that come in and out, and you would be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't just take a moment and say, hi, what are you doing here? What do you do here? If it's a new person, you've never seen them before, just start the conversation with hi. You're forming connections, forming relationships that's only gonna better not just yourself, but also the organization.